Yo, what's going on, guys? Let's see if we can break down. I mean, there's not too much to really break down here. We had our normal chop in the morning prior to Powell coming on, and then of course we get the huge up move going after 2 o'clock and 2:30, going back to all-time highs for ES and NQ sweeping last week's highs so far. So where did all this start? All this started yesterday, right? Started yesterday as soon as NQ took Monday's lows and we started ripping back up. So like overnight, I was like, okay, well, I like I like these highs up here at that 380 mark. And then I also mentioned yesterday that I liked the highs that we left here. Where were they? Somewhere. Oh yeah, these highs over here at that 315 level. I like those. Remember, we had equal highs as well up at 297. We took those out today, and then obviously, we took them out into London, Asia. The thing is, we never took these equal lows down here, so it looks like we'll come back a different day, which is fine, right? Because I mean, what happened here? We ended up leaving equal highs over here. And over here before, and then what? They end up making great targets at a later date. Eventually, we'll pull back, and we'll have really nice targets to come down to here. So since we are so far away from these now, I'm not worried about these anymore until we start showing displacement back down towards them. But so going back to what I mentioned this morning, I was like, okay, well. Overnight last night, I was like, let's watch this 4-hour FPG. Maybe we get a dip down inside of it. You see, we never did. We only got the dip down inside the hourly, but that was yesterday. And then you see, we just never gave up anything since then. The only thing that scares me is this huge liquidity pool down here on the hourly. But like I said, this is where all those equal lows sit. Eventually, we'll come take that. There's gonna be a bunch of stops sitting there, but at some point, we'll come back down. But I mean, nothing says we're going to come down right now, because the only pullback I can see right now is like some kind of maybe 50%, and who knows, this might even go up more. So we might have to draw this up later. But like maybe we get like a 50% down here, and then we get like a long position. You just don't want a long way up here. And look what else. So today I was like, okay, well, first. And going into last night, I was like, well, if we get bullish today, I like 381 as those were Monday's highs. We already swept Monday's lows, right? And then we swept Monday's lows, so I mean, it makes sense to come back and sweep Monday's highs, right? So and then obviously we had a nice little LRLR here, and then what? These were last week's highs, and then I mentioned, as soon as we got start getting the displacement up. After FOMC, I mean, I think it's what did I say yesterday? We know our weekly and daily lows and highs are always strong liquidity points, and that's where exactly price just went to. If we push over here, we need to get through this big old hourly FEG here. You see, we already rejected it once, but we've taken a bunch of lows since then, so that might not matter anymore. Or we might need a dip, into an hourly FEG. Something like this to then get through it, and then these will be all-time highs up here at that 18. We'll call it 18,691 level, as well as if you look at the 4-hour, we're most likely going to make a 4-hour FVG here, so we could get a dip into there as well. Don't have to, but if we do, and we show signs of displacing up out of it, then I think this is going to be the draw. But just see how we're not rejecting at these highs and just like sweeping them. It's telling us, it's showing displacement through, especially on the 4-hour here, kind of telling us that I think we're going back to all-time highs here. So just watching that, and then so what happened today? So obviously today we already knew that we just had chop. We were building up liquidity on both sides. We swept we did sweep all of this, going into, we had the little dip going into 2 o'clock. Probably should have known after sweeping all of this that, and getting a move like this, and then look, 2 o'clock, boom. So I mean, so we take out that, we leave the equal lows, and then what happens? Obviously, 2 o'clock we get a huge pump up between 2 and 2:30. They kind of make it look like a little AMD, like accumulation, manipulation. Okay, distribution back down to probably the equal lows down here. But no, this is why you got to be careful and wait for an inverse to kind of show you what's going to happen, because look at this. All it was a little 50% pullback of the entire run. You sweep a low, right? You sweep a bunch of lows here. You close above a high. You get what? That's a dealing range. What do you look for in a dealing range? You look for a 50% pullback to an FEG that's sitting around the area. And look at that. Look what happens in that big 5 minute, right? Let's see if there's anything on the one. So there's also a big 1 minute FVG. So look, we fill everything. There's no imbalances. We showed displacement up. Should have known right then that we were just going to end up pumping. And then obviously we went up to those to last week's high. So you just see, like, just 50% and everything is so crucial. That's all we really did today too, right? Like up 50%, up 50%. Like it's just, especially in chop. And if you go down to the 1 minute, you can really see it too. End of day, there was a nice play here. Look at this. So we sweep a low. We know 506 is still sitting up here. We have equal highs sitting here. So we know, and we're pretty sure that the bias is still bullish, right? Because we know 506 is sitting up here. It's a weekly high. If price is looking like it's drawn to it, 9 times out of 10, and showing displacement, it's 9 times out of 10. That's where we're going. So look at this. It wasn't in an inverse play, but look, 1 minute FVG. You get a 1 minute break of structure as soon as we close over this high. This candle closes over, and then look what this 1 minute gave you. 50% down, fills the FEG, closed over a high, boom. So there's just something else I wanted to point out. But other than that, that's pretty much how today played out. And then if you go look at ES, so yeah, for tonight I'm just gonna watch. I'm watching the hourlies below and the 4 hour that's gonna form, and watching this hourly off to the left. I do still think we're going to be bullish going into tomorrow. Just see if we get some kind of pullback first and then go up. If not, we're just going to keep on going right through. But to be comfortable in any kind of long, I do want to see some kind of, like, at least like a 15-minute kind of pullback. Even if we get a pullback to, like, these FEGs in here, if we can get something even down to here and then back up, would make longs a lot more probable and a lot better to take. Problem is, we're now putting in 15-minute order blocks and stuff that we're gonna have to get that we're gonna have to fight through to even get down there. So that's really it for NQ. ES. Remember, same thing I said last night. I said if we get a tap in this 4 hour FEG, I think we're still gonna be bullish here. Was a little afraid of this, starting to like add up down here. This little LRLR kind of building up, ends up holding. So we'll come back later to take that. And then remember, I mentioned the 52, 57, 52, 53. These hourly relative equal highs. I figured these would either get swept up and then down for FOMC, or we would go down and then up and take them. Either way, and ended up with today. Taking these highs, and now ES has now put in all-time highs, giving us that SMT though, right? We have an SMT now with the all-time highs, where NQ has not taken them. Like I said, as I posted earlier, it is called a bearish SMT, but it does not mean we are bearish. It's just a sign that we could get some kind of possible reversal at some point. But there's nothing saying to short this market right now. If you're shorting this market right now, you're just guessing. There's nothing saying to short this market. Just want to show you that there is a bearish SMT in place here. Other than that, really I have nothing else to show you guys. It's very straightforward day, chop, and then we get our distribution up here. Let's see if London and in Asia. I kind of forget what that showed me. I haven't made a video since this morning, so let's just go look and see what if Asia and London kind of showed us anything. Not really. No, we ended up taking London goes up, takes nothing here to really even pay attention to. I was thinking if we maybe swept like Asia lows or something and then got a move up, but we didn't get really anything. We ended up just putting in high or low high, that were all higher, and then just leaving up a large liquidity pull down here, which means we'll come back later. But right now, nothing says that, and just gives a nice liquidity point to come back to at a later date, which is fine, right? I mean, these days we're back. The bad thing about this is we're stuck back in this daily range, right? But as long as we're getting these big candle days like this, that means we're getting volatility, and we're still getting movement. We could trade in this range, every single day until the days we die. But as long as we're getting candles like this and we're getting volatility, we can trade and make money every single day. So still glad we're getting that, and we're not just getting these small choppy days. We're still getting good movement here. So with that, really nothing else to say. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. I know a lot of you made a ton of money today, so happy for you guys. Let's go get it tomorrow. We got 2 more days left in this week. Jobless claims in the morning. We'll see if this can continue with off of that data. So with that, we'll catch you guys in the morning, and we'll see you tomorrow.